we like that part. Now, younger men, you're very active, your wife may be very active, but along comes those babies. And babies take a lot of time and a lot of attention. They are also a very tiring job that is a 24-hour job. So if your wife or if you as a couple have children, know that your love life is probably going to have to make a change. It may even have to take a back seat to more important things for a little while. But those children do eventually grow up and go away, so it's not the end of the world, and you can work things out. I always suggest that couples have a set date night, a time that you can go out and be together, talk about adult things, talk about each other without burping a baby or taking them to the potty or doing things like that, which can really break the mood. You've got to be inventive and figure things out. Now, let's move along to one other one here. And let's see here what this young lady says. Bear with me here one moment. All right, this one right here. This was a lovely lady that I have known for years, and she was very open with hers. She's been married for a very long time, over 30 years, and she has just recently started to enjoy her husband more than ever. It wasn't always like this. This man loves me so much, I know, because I was broken when he met me. Had already lived a little, experienced life a little. I was a young, precarious adult. Hindsight being 2020, I think I was looking for attention, and my power to get that attention was sex. When I met my husband, he was so patient and fell in love with me, not for the sex I could offer him, but for me. We didn't indulge in sex right away, and if I never had sex again, I would be okay with that. When I say we didn't have sex, she means they did not have sex for a long time. Then she had problems with her health. She had to have a number of surgeries, and says they only had sex maybe 2 or 3 times a year. But she felt close to him because he was always there when she needed him. So after the children were up and gone, we really didn't know what to do with each other. So she said we embarked on a journey to fix ourselves. We did a lot of soul searching. We got our health in order. We had a lot of hard conversations with each other and began to heal physically and mentally. And they became happy with themselves. We started to indulge in sexual activity a little bit more. And now she feels more alive and has fallen even deeper in love with this man. So you can't take care of others, your husband included, if you are not good yourself. So ladies, if you do not like physical attention from your partner, you need to look at yourself. What's the issue? Now, you can come to my office and we can talk about it, and I can make sure your health's in order. I can check your hormones. I can check your vaginal area, things like that. But a lot of it starts inside or up here in the brain. You have got to get yourself in order. If you're tired, rest. Find out why. Are you burning the candle at all ends? Women have a really hard time telling people no. Will you be on this committee? Yes. Will you do this for the school? Yes. Will you take kids here? Yes. Say no. It's okay to say no. I've heard that word a lot in my life, and it doesn't hurt a single person when you say no. You have to make your priorities, and your priority in life, other than the Lord, should be your home. So get that in order. Rest if you're tired. Cut out some of the external things. I see children who are in music classes, football class, they're in something every day until late in the evening. Kids get tired. Bring them home. Let them be kids. Let them play outside. Let them climb trees and ride bicycles. Just stop overdoing it. Quit being, trying to be Wonder Woman and do it all, because you cannot do it. Something's going to suffer. And I have a lot of women tell me, when I lay down in the bed at night, I'm tired, and the last thing I want to think about is having sex. Well, make yourself where you're not so tired. Ease up on activities. Cut and dried. Do that. If you have pain with sex, and again, women will tell me it hurts, so I don't want to have sex, and he's pushy, he just does his thing and then jumps up, and I'll talk to him. Men are not mind readers. You have to tell them, hey, honey, this feels good. This doesn't feel good. Oh, that hurts a little bit. Let's try something different. You've got to let them know what you're thinking. And that way you can come to an agreement on things that you really like. Some women like for men to come up behind them and put their arms around them. Others don't. There's a really good book called The 4 Love Languages, and one of those languages is touch. Some people love touch, others don't. Find the love language of your partner and speak it regularly. Do things together. I have a number of couples, and by no means am I a licensed counselor or a social worker, but I have many couples who come to me together. And I ask them, okay, what is your life like? They never are doing anything together. And their marriage or their relationship is on the brink of destruction. Start spending time together. There was something that brought you together at one point in your life. Find out or look back or try to recall what that thing was and bring it forth again. We put our priorities on hold for children, for business, for all these other things, but we have got to make our homes and family a priority. Sexual activity is part of a relationship. It doesn't, again, mean the actual physical act at times, but it means coming together as a couple and enjoying each other, expressing delight, expressing desire. At some point in life, most of us are going to lose our sexual function, and that's okay. Life doesn't end. There's so much more to your partner than a penis or a vagina. You've got to develop that relationship and go with it. And all. It may be just a short lull, but it might be something else, I have some people who say, there's no repair, I hate him to touch me. Well, if you get to that point and you honestly think, okay, this is misery, I cannot do this any longer, separate for a little while. You don't have to jump right into the divorce court. Separate. Sometimes absence is good for the heart. It does make it grow fonder. You sometimes don't realize what all each other does for the other. Doing the clothes, doing the cooking, doing the shopping, keeping the house clean. That's a big job, guys. So if you say, I come home from work, I'm tired, I'm not going to do anything else. A woman's work literally is never done. That house has to be cleaned. That food has to be prepared. Clothes have to be washed. Bills have to be paid. So a woman is busy, even if she may not have a job outside the home. So recognize that. Us women just want to be recognized for what we are, what's going on in our world. And if you do that, we are just so in love with you and just so happy. And a happy woman makes a happy household. That's without a doubt in that part. Now, if you suspect that there are some medical issues, get them addressed. If women come in and they say, I don't want to use hormones, that's fine. You don't have to. When I counsel a woman on hormone imbalance, the very first option I give her is, you don't have to do anything. You're not going to die from menopause, so you don't have to do anything. But there are other options out there available that are non-hormonal that will help you feel better. If you're tired, you may have a thyroid imbalance. It's not uncommon as women pass the age of 35 to start having a sluggish thyroid. And the thyroid up here in the neck, it pretty much is the control tower for everything else in the body. So if that's off, you're not going to feel as energetic as you should. You may not be sleeping well. You know, you're up because you're worried about how to pay the rent or how to buy groceries this week, or you've got an event coming up and you don't have money for a new dress. Well, I can't sit here and tell you I'm a bank and I can give you all the money that you need, but I can tell you that if you don't get good rest, you can't do a whole lot of anything else well. Now, I'm one of those people who wake up in the night, and that's when I get my best ideas. That's when I formulate business plans. That's when I map out any issues I'm having. That's when I get things together. I even keep my phone by the bed, and it has this little app on it where you can speak into it and give yourself notes to review later, because I tried, thinking, I got this great idea, and then I'll deal with it in the morning. I wake up and I can't remember what it was. It was that great, you know. But whenever you have a spare moment to think and plan, do so. Have some time to yourself. Now, every man and every woman needs to come together as a couple for sure, but you also need your own time. You need to let your man be a man, go off with his buddies and do whatever the buddies do. You know, if it's playing golf, if it's going to the football game, let them have their space. But women like their space too. And you say, well, what are you going to do? Maybe nothing. We may just sit at home and stare at the TV, or we may curl up in a chair with a good book. We might go to the mall and walk around and look at things. It doesn't necessarily mean we're spending money. It just means we like a little time to ourselves too. And then when you're both rested, you've both had your fun with however you do it, you come back together and things are better. So don't be one of those clinging vines, ladies, that have to be with him 24/7, because you'll end up not being with him at all. So give him his space and his time. If you don't trust him to be out on his own, you don't need to be with him anyway. So keep that in mind right there. Other things, develop a spiritual relationship together. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to agree 100% on everything. In my household, we don't agree on a couple of things that are biggies, but you can still come together, accept each other's differences, and move along. You know, if it means going to a different congregation than your partner goes to, if that makes you happy and helps you worship the Lord, do so. But if you can come together as one, it's always a little bit better to do that. Support each other. If a woman knows that her man has her back, she can accomplish great things, and vice versa. If a man knows that he's doing his best and he's got his woman supporting him, he is gung-ho to get it done. Nobody's perfect. You'll have disagreements, and that's normal. We're humans. We don't agree on everything. You know, politics right now is such a mess. One may be a Republican, one may be a Democrat, one may be an independent, who knows. It does matter. I won't say it doesn't matter, but it should not be what breaks up your home. And if you're always angry, something about being angry makes a woman not want to have sex. So, guys, if you have enraged your woman, back away. That's all I can tell you. Gentlest back away, because a mean woman is much meaner than a mean man. I've seen that over the years. But try to come together, support each other, talk out your problems. Just as men aren't mind readers, neither are women. So, guys, if you would like to see your woman dressed a little differently, buy her an outfit and tell her, this is what I really like. I think this would look great on you. Would you wear it for me? Or, you know, play in the bedroom. That's fine. What happens behind closed doors is your business and yours alone. So have fun, experiment, try different things, and you might laugh about a lot of them. You might cry about it because you can't do some of them, but have fun. Just because you have crossed the threshold of adulthood does not mean that you cannot play and have fun. It is vitally important to laugh. It's always been said that laughter is the best medicine, and frequently it is. Now, I want to personally thank all these ladies who have shared their stories with me so that I could bring you information about things that we might could pay attention to make our love lives better. But if you find yourself at the point where you are not wanting to be sexually active, you're not wanting to be touched by your partner, it's time to check out a few things. Again, make sure your health is good, make sure your energy is good. Guys, remember, women like to be chased, we like to be courted. I don't know of many women who would be mad about getting a bouquet of flowers, or even when you're at the grocery store picking up your case of beer, pick up a bouquet of flowers too and give that to her. Make sure that it goes well. Now, we have a question. Our question lady is here. Ramona has entered the room, which means sit up and take note. All right, I'm going to listen to the question.
Okay, Miss Bentley, Dr. Bentley, I'm sorry, I put some respect on it. The statement is that the reason why women don't want to have sex no more, it was said that it was a lot of tender men now. The men are real tender now.
Tender. Yeah, men are tender. Men are delicate creatures. We think they're big, strong guys,
Sensitive.
but they are very delicate and sensitive. They get their feelings hurt. They want to be the best that you've ever had. And if you do anything to indicate that you are less than satisfied or that they are not pleasing you, they're going to get their little feelings hurt, and rightfully so. Men are very delicate these days. They may have had a rough day at work. Their boss may have come down on them hard about something, or they may not have enough money to do what you're wanting to do, and they are harboring all that inside those big, tough bodies. So keep in mind that your partner is a sensitive creature. He's a human. He has emotions. We always talk about men don't cry. They do, and they should, when they need to express that emotion. But ladies, pay attention. Men can be hurt very easily with a slip of the tongue. Now, I have several women that come in and they tell me, I don't like sex because he's too little. Can you give me something to make him bigger? Well, I always tell people my name's Susan, not Jesus, so I can't wave the wand and make a penis grow bigger like that. So we have to come up with alternatives. I will tell you that they do make little sleeves that the man can put over the penis, and it makes him seem bigger. So there's all kind of things you can do about that. It may be that he's not so small. It may be that your vagina's too big or too loose. If you've had a number of babies, or you've standing working on concrete all day long for year after year, the pelvic floor, the floor of the pelvis of a woman, can actually start to, we call it prolapse, or meaning everything seems to be falling out. So if your vaginal tissues have been stretched to the point that you can't tighten your muscles, and when I do an exam, I ask the lady while I'm doing her pelvic exam, I say, can you tighten your muscles around my finger? And sometimes I can't feel any movement. That's because the pelvic muscles have relaxed, and that can be treated. So don't let that be an issue. But keep in mind that man has feelings too, and you better pay attention to them. Our time is about up, unfortunately. I always welcome you to send me questions or send them to Miss Ramona. She will be glad to pass them along to me here, and we'll answer them the best that we can. It's, it's nothing to laugh about. It is a real situation for many people, and there are some real answers. As you've seen by all the ladies who responded, you're not alone. It's fairly common, but it's something that needs attention. Just like high blood pressure needs attention, your love life needs attention. Your relationship needs attention. I'm Susan Bentley, women's health nurse practitioner at Options Wellness in Muscle Shoals. If I can help you, I will be most delighted to. Or if you have a provider, open up your mouth and tell them what the issue is. They can't read minds either, so they don't know unless you tell them. Thank you for joining us today at another episode of The Real World of Women with Susan Bentley. And in the next few weeks, I will be bringing you real woman topics that you may not read about in a medical book or a medical journal, but you read about it in all the other kind of magazines, and we want you to have the facts and know what's available. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you here next week on Thursday at 11 o'clock, 105.1 FM. Have a good afternoon.
Love and happiness, yeah. Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right.